So I
Hmm.
don't mean these statements to be ultimately critical in a cynical way toward the church. But I think that it's even how, in the American context, we're often framed by way of pragmatism. And while I certainly appreciate Rick Warren's purpose-driven life and purpose-driven
Hmm.
church, in a book Exploring Ecclesiology with a colleague, Brad Harper, we talked about uh, even more important than purposes and activities is being driven.
Hmm.
That, because we're creating the image of the triune God, and God is
Yeah.
interpersonal, God is personal. And so the purposes and activities flow from our personhood, so that, like infants,
Yeah.
while they have a telos, where they're going to be as they grow, and elderly people have a
Hmm.
certain kind of teleology, a purposiveness, so to speak, but they're not very functionally beneficial to the life of the church,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
to anyone generally. They don't, as Leslie Newbegin says, the housewife or husband has less value than the drug dealer in terms of the GNP in our
Hmm.
society. And so when we make
Hmm.
it based on how people benefit the GNP, which is increasingly how our society operates, and it can happen in the church too, when we
Yeah.
talk about people and communities and families as giving units, I mean, that's the language of
Yes.
commodification.
Yes.
And it doesn't
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
again, it's not mean, pastors and elders face major pressures.
Yeah.
I hope to empathize with the pressures that you all
Hmm.
face, but we have to guard against that language, and where
Yeah.
we reduce people's being and personhood, even to purposes and activities. And so I think it shows up there. I think it shows up in just the matter of who we want in our church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting what we want when we want it at the least cost to ourselves. How we It's not just the pastoral leadership; it's even
Hmm.
the congregants, like you were saying. It's like we're often
Mm.
divided between performers and spectators,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the audience. I mean, all that language suggests a certain trajectory of consumerism, which leads
Mm.
to, while we all consume, must never reduce people to consumer patterns. People
Yeah.
consume, but we are not to be reduced to patterns of consumption.